You ever wonder why organizations with empowered workers that have an agile mindset are disrupting markets? In this video, you'll learn why agile cultures create an empowered workplace that turns sustaining companies into game-changing, disruptive innovators. I have also shared some techniques that I like that you might find value as well. So for the latest trends and creative ways in Agile and how to be an effective change maker in both your personal and professional life, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every Wednesday. As an Agile coach, I've been helping create empowered teams throughout organizations and also really helping shift from that fake false empowerment to truly empowered leadership. And this is seeing the potential in everyone that can be a leader within themselves. So here's a big question. Is empowerment the same as delegation? Now we know that if we look at books from Jürgen Appello, I always say his name wrong, from the Management for Happiness, or any of the empowerment books out there today, or TED Talks, it always talks about the difference between delegation and empowerment. And one key thing is that you could delegate work to someone, but that really isn't truly empowering them to really figure out what they want to do. They still need to do what you told them. And so with empowerment and delegation, we want empowering, saying, hey, here's what I would like to accomplish, the result, the vision, the goal, but giving the person the ability to make that decision on how they're going to do it. Delegation, on the other hand, is here are the things I want you to do, X, Y, and Z. Can you please do it? See the difference? What type of empowerment stories can you share? Comment below, and I'd love to hear from you.
Okay, so we are going to talk about the empowerment dynamic by David Emerald. He had created the Power of TED. But think about in team situations or just on one-on-one coaching, that if you try to get more into a positive conversation and get it more outcome focused, how much more better are you going to move towards progression? Staying in that persecutor, rescuer, and victim mode is really going to keep you swirling, and you're not really going to move forward, right? You're just swirling and swirling in the land and sea of problems. And so this is a great tool and technique, and I probably might dive into it a little bit more in a separate video, but I wanted to introduce one option for us to consider when we are trying to work on empowerment within the workplace. So here is the second option for helping with empowerment, and this is taking us out of that mindset. Again, judger, just a different way, through questions. And so I love this choice map. I print it out. I usually spread it around different places, or if you're virtual, you pop it up, and you try to find a way to get them to start thinking about what they are saying. Are they having it more in a judger mindset, or are they truly coming in with open curiosity, right? Wanting to learn. So this really sets the stage to be a lot more solution focused. It's more being thoughtful about how you're thinking and what you're saying in the room versus creating more swirl and drama. So this is one option as well that you can use. Now, one thing that's great that Marilee also has, and if you go on Twitter, you'll see a slew of options, and even if you Google, it kind of takes you to the Twitter feeds of queue storming. And so you could have a problem or something that you're trying to work on, and instead of everyone kind of jumping into solution mode, you want them to start with questions, and it really kind of opens the floor of curiosity. And then some of the questions, you'll start to see that they might be different to what another person might be thinking. Or it might be where somebody's point of view is a little different on what they're curious about. And so that's the one thing I love about this process, is that it allows us to see all the different viewpoints of individuals of where their heads are at. And it gets us to realize that we don't all think the same way. So this is our last technique that I'm going to show you today. So we had the first one, which is the Power of TED, using that. The second one was the choice map, and so this is the third one, which is the Agility Shift. The graphic image that I'm showing you right now, we're going to actually get into the good part, but I wanted to show Henny Portman created this visual, which is an overlay of Pamela Meier's Agility Shift, which is the blue part in the middle. And this is really tying everything together of why Agile mindsets really can help move in that direction of empowerment if we really are embracing it based on our values and belief systems. And so in here in the relation web, she has the 5 areas, how to count that, goodness gracious: relevant, responsive, resilient, resourceful, and reflective. And if you see in the yellow part, which Henny created, helps us realize some of those examples. And so this model, which I will show you the free inventory, will help individuals understand, based on how they answer the questions, where they sit in their mindsets. And it gives a opportunity to measure and track progress as they shift towards these 5 areas that I mentioned. So we're going to jump over here real quick. I'm going to show you that visual of how to get there. So if you go to Pamela Meier, this is her website. I'm going to go also put this in the description of the video. And then you can go ahead and click on the inventory, and you will take a survey questionnaire. It will spin out results. One of the cool things about this, and I don't know if it still kept mine. All right, take forever in a video, not great. So it does have mine. But the nice thing about here is if you go to the account screen, you have the option to take it again. So when I first took it, the only time actually, I just click, because I kind of wanted to see what the end result was. So I would want to take it over, which is kind of nice because you can take it over if for whatever reason you want to see where you are in 6 months versus the first month. So our last section is going to look in the context of empowerment based on the 5 different ways that we can measure impact. And so this is using the GC index. I introduce this a lot through my talks, and this is going to be an example of how it could be used in the context of empowerment. I will use just one example for right now as we walk through the different experiences someone like a strategist here will have. Their drive is all about making sense of things and having that purpose and direction. That has to be there. And so for a strategist to feel empowered, those are the things that is going to drive them in a positive way. Those positive feelings internally would be them saying, I can see how events will unfold and how we will move forward. That will make them empowered. The opposite of that is not having a purpose or direction or clarity, which they would have, I can't see a way out of this, I don't know what to do, and that's where they're going to feel flustered. And if you ask them if they were empowered, they would say no. So in order for someone, a strategist, to feel they are empowered, they're going to want clarity in the things that need to be done. If it's not clear to them, they will always have that feeling of lack of empowerment. Now, it's different for someone like myself. My natural proclivity is the one below, which is the game changer. A game changer, just to be a little bit more expansive on that, they challenge the status quo. They sit in the creative space. They like to bring new ideas to the table. They always see different things, and have a challenge a lot where they might see something that others don't. And their drive is really having that creative expression and freedom. Now, if you're in a situation, what happens a lot in organizations where that innovation, change is not very open, it becomes a lot of a huge struggle for individuals like that. They might feel they have a loss of identity, and they might feel that they can't be themselves. They have to portray to be something else, and they're not going to feel very empowered in that situation. Now, the opposite would be being in an environment that empowers them to bring that expression. They're going to look for opportunities, right? And be able to see things differently because people want to hear that. They're open to that. Now, regardless of the skill set to be able to clearly articulate those ideas is a different story. But if you're in an environment that empowers that, they're going to help that individual develop those skill sets. And the positive impact that this individual can do to contribute is exploring the world of new possibilities. Very different between a strategist. This is a great example of why it's not a one-size-fits-all, which is something I always say, and it's also not a one-size-fits-all when it comes to empowering individuals and also empowering a collective of individuals together. So I'll let you think about that as a food for thought on how are you empowering your organization today based on all the individuals that you have.
If you'd like to learn more about the GC Index and my game-changing Agile workshops, go to the Ingenious Agile website and click the contact form. Or you can look within the description here and I'll have that link available for you as well. Tune in every Wednesday to learn more on Game-Changing Agile. And if you like the video, click the like button and be sure to subscribe and share with your friends.